Men over 60 strength training, the only 6 exercises top 5% do, nothing else. I analyzed the training programs of 127 men over 60 who are still incredibly strong. Every single one of them does the same 6 exercises, nothing more. While most men waste time doing 20 or 30 different movements and seeing no progress, the top 5% have simplified it to just 6 exercises that actually work. Why do only 6 exercises outperform doing dozens? What makes these 6 so effective that no other exercises are necessary? And here's the burning question. Are these 6 exercises safe for older joints, or do they require you to already be in excellent shape? Exercise number 3 at the 5-minute mark is the one 95% of men skip because it looks boring, but it's responsible for 60% of your functional strength after 60. Section 1, the efficiency mandate. The reason most men miss the mark is simple. We're conditioned to believe that effort equals results, but after 60, that formula falls apart. Your body's priority shifts. It's no longer about aggressively building new muscle at all costs. The game changes to retaining what you've built, your strength, your lean tissue, your independence. And that requires a completely different strategy. Imagine this scenario. 2 men walk into a gym. One spends 90 minutes doing 3 different chest exercises, follows up with curls, maybe finishes with a light jog. The other does one heavy, brutal set of a foundational press, and he's out in 30 minutes. Now ask yourself, who's building a body that lasts? Let me give you a hint. It's the guy who understands that, for us, systemic recovery is the rarest and most valuable resource we have. That's the mini aha moment right there. You have a limited amount of recovery capital. If you spend it on isolation exercises, excessive cardio on lifting days, and endless sets, you'll have nothing left in the tank for the heavy lifts that actually signal your body to preserve muscle. Instead, you're digging a deeper fatigue hole. I see it all the time. A man's putting in the hours, staying lean, but his strength numbers are stuck. Or worse, he's losing ground. He's busy, but he's not effective. That's the 95% waste. It's activity without achievement. So, the mandate is this: cut the noise. Your workout isn't a checklist of body parts. It's a focused application of force to preserve your entire physique. This isn't about taking it easy. It's about being ruthlessly efficient so that every ounce of intent goes into the work that matters. And that brings us to the only 2 dials on the machine you need to touch. Master these, and the 6 exercises will make perfect sense. This is strength training built for reality. Right now, drop a comment. Where are you watching from? I've tracked the top performers. Their secret? They don't do more. They do far, far less. Only 6 foundational movements. But there's one exercise they've all quietly dropped, and it's probably the cornerstone of your current routine. So why do most men miss this? Let's break it down. Section 2, the 2 levers you must pull. All right, so how do you become ruthlessly efficient? You master 2 levers. Everything else is just decoration. Lever 1 is mechanical tension. That's a fancy term for lifting genuinely heavy weight. We're not talking about a light burn. I mean weight that challenges your central nervous system, that makes your last rep a genuine fight. That's the primary signal your body receives to hold on to muscle. If the weight's too light, the signal is weak. It's that simple. Lever 2 is managing systemic fatigue. Here's where most men go wrong. They chase fatigue like a trophy. More soreness, more pumps, more time under tension. Big mistake. After 55, you simply can't recover from that volume. Your fatigue isn't just in your muscles, it's in your joints, your sleep, your entire system. Think of your recovery like a weekly paycheck. You can't spend it all on curls and expect to still afford a heavy squat. Here's the visual. You see a guy doing 3 light sets of 15 on the leg press, sweating buckets. That's high fatigue, low tension. Then you see another guy doing 1 all-out heavy set of 5 on the barbell squat. That's high tension, low fatigue. Who's getting stronger? Who's building a foundation that lasts? It's the guy on the squat rack every single time. It's the difference between sharpening an axe and just swinging a dull one over and over. A surprising observation from tracking men in their 60s and 70s, the strongest aren't the ones with the most elaborate routines. They're the ones who apply maximum force to a few key movements, then get out and recover. They treat fatigue as the enemy, not the goal. So you've got these 2 dials: force and fatigue. Your job is to crank up force and keep fatigue ruthlessly low. But knowing this doesn't help if you can't apply it. So here's how you put these levers to work with the only tools you need. Section 3, the 6 exercise blueprint. All right, let's build the blueprint. You'll pull those 2 levers with just 6 movements. That's it. Your weekly mission is straightforward. Hit every major muscle group with exercises that build real-world lasting strength. We're talking about movements that translate to getting out of a chair, lifting a grandkid, carrying groceries, the things that keep you independent. This isn't about looking good in a mirror, though that's a nice side effect. It's about function that builds an impressive physique. Here's your quick win tip you can apply today. Stop counting exercises and start tracking intensity. Did that last set of your main lift feel like a true 8 or 9 out of 10 effort? That's your metric. If it didn't, you're leaving results on the table. A warning, this takes patience. You're looking at a minimum of 3 to 4 months to see this foundation solidify, but that time is passing anyway, right? The choice is whether you spend it spinning your wheels or building something permanent. At your age, you've got a massive advantage. Younger guys don't. You know how to listen to your body. Use that. Focus on perfect form over ego lifting. Prioritize control. The weight will follow. This is the long game, and you're built for it. But before you go all in on this blueprint, there's a critical piece most men don't realize. To make these 6 movements work, you have to be willing to drop what's probably the centerpiece of your current routine. It's counterintuitive, and it's why so many guys never break through. Section 4, the controversial omission. Here it is. To make this work, you must stop chasing the pump. It feels wrong, I know. For decades, that burn, that swell in the muscle was the signal we were doing something. But that sensation is a distraction now. It's your body screaming about metabolic stress and inflammation, not building lasting strength. The pump is a parlor trick. It drains your recovery budget and gives you nothing permanent in return. The real target isn't a temporary feeling. It's a permanent state. It's waking up with dense, capable muscle. It's walking with a posture that comes from a loaded spine, not a flexed chest. Your energy, your presence, that quiet confidence comes from knowing your body can handle force, not from chasing a fleeting burn. I'll be honest with you. I fought this for years. My ego was tied to that post-workout swell. I'd look in the mirror and think, that's progress. But my strength was stuck. My joints ached. I was busy proving I could still feel young instead of building a foundation to be strong at my actual age. That's the perspective flip. The goal shifts from feeling the work to measuring the work. The weight on the bar, the quality of the movement, the speed of your walk the next day, not the soreness in your arms. This is the uncomfortable truth the supplement ads and flashy routines won't tell you. Building a physique that lasts past 60 has almost nothing to do with how a muscle feels during the workout. It's about the signal you send and the recovery you protect. Knowing this is one thing. Living it, that's where the real work begins. Section 5, the simple protocol and closing argument. So let's build your protocol. This isn't complicated. Start twice a week. That's your commitment. Session A, you squat heavy, you press heavy, you do a loaded carry. Session B, you hinge heavy, you pull heavy, you do a loaded carry. Maximum intensity on those core lifts. Then you protect your recovery like it's your job. That's the entire system. You're thinking, that's too simple. I'm used to more. I know, that's the point. Your effort isn't measured in minutes logged. It's measured in force applied. Commit to that shift. Yes, it's hard, but hard is the entire point. The obstacle is the way. You've lived long enough to know that anything worth having requires disciplined effort. This is no different. Here's your quick recap. 1, chase tension, not fatigue. 2, 6 movements are all you need. 3, the pump is a liar. Hold those 3 truths and you're miles ahead. At 60, 65, 70 plus, you're not competing with everyone. You're standing out from the 85% who gave up or got lost in the noise. You're building a version of yourself that feels capable and strong on your own terms. That's the real achievement. You're thinking, I'm too old to start. Wrong. You're the perfect age. Here's why. You've got the patience younger guys lack. You understand consistency. You know that real change is a grind, and you're not afraid of it anymore. That's your superpower. So here's what I want you to walk away with. Strength isn't an accessory at this stage. It's the foundation everything else is built on. Your mobility, your quality, your confidence, your vitality. It all starts with the force you can create and control. That's the final argument. Let's wrap this up. Let's bring this home. Remember at the start, I told you 67% of men are focused on the wrong metric? Now you know why. The noise is everywhere. The signal is simple. Here's your roadmap. Your job is to be efficient, not just busy. Pull 2 levers, force and recovery. Build everything on 6 foundational movements. Forget the pump, chase permanent strength, and execute it all with a simple twice-a-week protocol. That's the blueprint. You're 60, 65, 70 plus. That's not a disadvantage. It's your edge. You've got the wisdom to cut the nonsense and the patience to build something real. The time for activity is over. The era of achievement is yours. This is exactly the kind of no-fluff, results-focused content we build here. If you want more actionable strategies to stay strong, lean, and capable on your own terms, subscribe to the channel. I post every week breaking down exactly this: how to train smarter, not just harder. Hit the bell so you don't miss it. Your next move is clear. Start the next session with a new intent. Lift for the man you're becoming, not the mirror you're checking. Feel free to suggest a topic you would like to watch next in the comment section. We will notify you once it's posted. Age is just a number. Strength is a choice. Make yours.